Hi, I'm Affy. The hamstring is the very reason for the dock and roll even being in existence. It's the leverage that makes the difference. Let's get after it by placing your hamstrings on the ball. Just start with the top roller behind your knee joint. You have the option of compression with lengthening, compression with rolling, or compression with wiggling. I think you should try them all and just see what works best for you. Dock and roll compression with lengthening. Grab onto the grips and allow the back leg to slide back behind the dock and roll. As you lean your weight into the top roller, take 3 deep breaths before straightening the leg out. Slowly attempt to lock out the leg. Hold in full extension for a few seconds and then release. How was that for you? Let's try that again. Lean your weight into the top roller, take 3 deep breaths before straightening the leg out. Slowly attempt to lock out the leg. Hold in full extension for a few seconds and then release. Compression with rolling. Grab onto the grips, kick the rear leg back, and lean into the ball. Start to allow the ball to slide from the back of your knee to the bone in your butt that you sit on. Take your time. Just remember to breathe. Compression with wiggling. All right, we're holding on to the grips. Let your rear leg fall back and lean into the ball. Now wiggle. By wiggle, I just want you to not sit still on the ball. Just move around on the ball. Feel your problem area. You're looking for that hot spot. If it doesn't hurt, then don't spend too much time there. If it does hurt, take your time there. Work your way up to the glute region and remember to hit both sides. Is hurt too strong of a word? Possibly. I'm talking about relative discomfort. That massage type of pain that hurts just a little bit. Gastrocnemius calf release. Place your calf on the top roller and apply downward pressure to your thigh just above the knee. This area might be a little tender, so just be careful. There are 3 different positions for the calf on the top roller. We're going to start with the foot in neutral. While compressing the thigh, begin to dorsiflex and plantar flex your ankle. This is plantar flexion, when you point your toes. Dorsiflexion is when you bring your toes back. After 30 seconds, let's change positions and turn the foot out like this. For Peroneus longus, 30 seconds of dorsi and plantar flexion. Work within your own pain tolerance by applying as much or as little pressure to the thigh as you can handle. Start off nice and easy, and you can step it up later. For now, let's take it easy. Just remember to breathe. Allow your muscles to relax and take in the oxygen. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt just a little bit, but it's gonna feel so good once it releases. Take in the deep breaths and take in the oxygen to let your muscles relax. It's one of those hurt so good muscles. Now let's turn the foot in like this and go for 30 seconds. For posterior tibialis, shin. You should already start to feel your muscles loosening up. You should start to feel some warmth from the increased blood flow to the parts of your body we just worked. You may need to slide the ball a little higher or a little lower on the calf area. This muscle spans from just above the back of your heel to just above the back of your knee joint. Now, let's focus on the soleus muscle by doing the same thing to the lower calf on the roller. Watch here as I position my soleus against the roller while grabbing onto the grips. We'll do the same thing we just did with the gastroc. Begin to dorsiflex and plantar flex your ankle. So now let's turn our foot out like this and turn the foot in like this and go for 30 seconds. And some of us have 2 legs. So for those who do, let's go ahead and switch right here and repeat. Gastrocnemius calf stretch. We'll work here at the floor bar to stretch the calf and gastroc muscle. The gastrocnemius and the soleus muscle make up the calf muscles. So now we're going to use the floor bar for the calf release. If you're already working on your feet, then you can just simply transition from the plantar fascia to the calves. I just want you to straighten your leg to transition from the plantar fascia into stretching the calf muscles and continuing to sway with the weight on your forefoot. Continue to hold on to the grips to maintain your balance. I recommend at least a 30-second hold when stretching a muscle. Here, we simply want to sway about a minute to make sure that we hit at least 30 seconds on each side. Feel the stretch in the back of your lower leg. Now, I want you to bend your knees while you continue to sway. This will place a stretch on the soleus muscle that we talked about previously. Don't forget, they're right underneath the gastrocs. Same thing here. Put in about a minute and then move it along. Gluteus maximus, piriformis, gluteus medius. These are your butt muscles. This one is fun and easy. I just make sure the unit is stable and the bottom strap is taut. And there it is. Put your foot on the bottom roller for support and have a seat. You can roll, you can just sit and compress. I like to compress for a few breaths and then move my knee left and right. It's like a pin and stretch technique. We're just compressing our muscle, sitting and wiggling. You can get several muscles like this. Groin adductor release. This one is fun. You kind of have to straddle the dock and roll here for this one. Sometimes I even feel like I need to raise the ball a bit for this move. You can try it out and see what works best for you. But let me warn you, this one hurts, and you might need to press pause here. It usually takes a few minutes to put a dent in this one, so you'll have to watch me. Here, I'll use one of the grips and keep one of my feet grounded. The opposite leg will weigh into the ball with gravity and the weight of my leg. The more I pull to the other side, the more pressure I apply. Only you will know when you're in the right spot. It won't be difficult to find a hot spot. Find your spot and breathe. Just let gravity do its thing here, folks. Work your way from the inner knee all the way up to the private parts. Hamstring groin stretch. Before stretching, I recommend doing the compression release. This will bring some nice blood flow to the muscle. Let's start with the left side by placing your heel on the roller. Keeping your legs straight and both feet in neutral alignment, dorsiflex the foot while leaning forward. Remember, dorsiflexion is just bringing your toes back. I like to interlace my fingers and press down on my thigh. With your chest out, shoulders back, move your nose forward as if it were on a clothesline. Don't bend over to kiss your kneecaps. Simply bring your nose forward. Remember to do a minimum of a 30-second hold on either leg and repeat as necessary. Remember to stretch both sides. Now while we're here, let's change one thing. Watch my foot. I'm going to turn it perpendicular to the neutral foot now. Nothing else changes. Chest is out, shoulders back, and nose forward. You should be feeling this in your groin. Remember to hold it for a minimum of 30 seconds. All right, IT band release. If you're already releasing the hammies, you can transition into the IT band by simply rotating your hip outward. This movement will put your foot on the outside of this front bar. If you position your outer thigh along the side of the top roller, you should feel a different type of pain here. The IT band pain will be more of a sharp pain rather than an ache. Take your time here and work within your pain tolerance. Breathe slowly and breathe deeply. You'll find your way deeper and deeper into the IT band. Biceps. Let's stay low and work the bicep muscles. I actually take a knee here. Place your armpit over the top roller and rotate your arm in until the palm of your hand faces up. Now drop your shoulder into the ball and begin to pull away from the station. Allow the weight of your arm and gravity to add to your compression. Look for that hot spot. You can survey from the armpit all the way down to the elbow crease. When you find your hot spot, I want you to drop your shoulder in a little bit more and then begin to flex and extend your elbow joint. Move nice and slow while putting as much pressure on the ball as you can tolerate. Chest, pectoral muscles. For the chest region, we will include overlapping releases to the pec minor as well as the anterior deltoids, or as I like to call them, the front shoulder muscles. Let's grab onto the grips, step back, and just position your chest on the top roller. There really isn't much to it other than this. You just use your back leg to push more into the ball. You can control that pressure with the grips. Just find the hot spot and breathe. You can roll or you can just compress and breathe. I like to compress and breathe. It's less work and less to think about. Don't forget, compress and breathe. Make sure to survey the entire region. The front of the shoulder is important. Make sure to check it. Guys, you can roll all the way down to the nipple region. Ladies, you should be a bit more cautious and focus on the upper chest area. We want to avoid any compression to the mammary glands, or for those who have implants, we don't want to bust anything. Compress and breathe. Next, let's work on the upper arm. We'll focus on the triceps, biceps, brachialis, and coracobrachialis muscles. Don't worry about the names. Just focus on following what I tell you to do, and you'll be fine. Coracobrachialis, brachialis release. For the coracobrachialis, we will assume the same position as we did with the biceps. This time, we won't rotate the arm. We will remain neutral, like I am right here. The coracobrachialis and brachialis muscles are sandwiched between the biceps and triceps. It doesn't matter if you're on the coracobrachialis or the brachialis, just concentrate your efforts on finding that hot spot. This release simply requires us to roll from the armpit to the elbow. That's it. Just go back and forth and allow the weight from your arm and gravity to compress against the top roller. Hip flexor stretch. Let's do a hip flexor stretch by using the roller as a step. Make sure you lock it into position with the roller pin. I like to take my shoes off and separate the foam pieces to make room for my foot. Let's step into a lunge position. Let's hold for 30 seconds as we breathe. Let's give it another 30 seconds. Hip flexors need a little bit more attention than some of the other muscles because they're often overused, and even when you're sedentary, they're shortened and stiff. Intrascapular muscles. Let's put the roller on the wall behind us, like so. It's okay if it's not positioned yet. Once we put it on the wall, you can walk the roller up or down by simply stepping forward or backward. Let's put the roller in the mid-back and walk out from the wall. This will allow the roller to move up between your shoulder blades. You can use your legs here to press into the wall. Use your legs to control how much pressure is used. I usually use my arms to do the pin and stretch for my upper back muscles. These are the movements we're gonna do. 1, cross arms. 2, arm up and down. 3, snow angel. 4, get creative. It's up to you. 5, low back muscles. This release is not for everyone. I would consider this more of an advanced pose. If you think you're a bit clumsy, go ahead and try the other positions with the bottom roller attachment. If you're confident in your balance, then let's give this one a try. Make sure the dock and roll is open enough to provide a wide base of support. I want you to watch me before you try this one. This one will take a bit of flexibility, but we just want to position our spine directly on the top roller. Bottom roller use. The bottom roller is the unsung hero. You can use this for so much. Apart from the few moves I'm going to show you, it can pretty much be used as a foam roller. If you ever get the itch and decide that you miss those days of laying on the floor, you can just use the bottom roller. Let's first detach the bottom roller from the dock and roll. If you haven't noticed by now, there's a pin attached to a small chain on one of the lower legs. Simply pull the pin out and lift the roller on one end. It comes out really easily. Here we have the bottom roller. No longer at the bottom now, it's just the roller. Notice 2 foam pieces here. They slide back and forth. I want you to push them close enough together to leave enough space for one finger. So this space will be the gap for your spine. The foam is soft enough to roll directly over the spine, but who wants to roll over bone? Neck. We will use the wall because I still don't want to get on the floor. It's an option, but I'm not interested. Let's put the roller on the wall behind us like so. It's okay if it's not positioned yet. Once we put it on the wall, you can walk the roller up or down by simply stepping forward or backward. Let's put the roller behind our necks and lean back against the wall. Posterior shoulders, lats. The lats in the back of your shoulder can both be released in this position. Make sure your unit is opened up and the bottom strap is on full tension. We don't want any tipping accidents, guys. You simply have to pin your muscle on the top roller like this. Right now, I'm pinning my lat. The lats are so connected to the rib cage that I can just take deep breaths to compress the muscle against the top roller. For the rear of my rotator cuff, I just need to roll up a bit. Now once I've found my hot spot, I can pin the tender area against the top roller and then mobilize. Just take the shoulder into various ranges of motion. Find the range that gives you the most trouble and then go with it. Psoas release. We're going to target a muscle that some of you may have never heard of. It's called the psoas muscle. The psoas is the king of the hip flexors. The psoas attaches along the lumbar spine and connects to your hips. It's the only muscle that connects your spine to your legs. Releasing the psoas is so beneficial. It's a major factor and cause of lower back pain. It's also known to oppose the function of your glutes. So if your glutes are inhibited, you can't build it. You can do all the squats you want and it won't matter. The starting goal is to place the ball between your belly button and the pointy part in the front of your hips. Mark your location and then climb down the legs of the unit. Watch me as I'm resting my body weight and allowing gravity to compress the psoas. If it hurts, you're likely on the right spot. Don't worry about crushing any vital organs. This is why we have a rib cage and a pelvis to protect all that reproductive stuff. So lay into this baby and breathe. Watch my leg. To intensify the release, lift your head up, bring your shoulders back, and your chest up. Also, lock your knee out and extend your hip. It looks easier than I'm making it sound, so just look at me when all else fails. The position change will add tension to the muscle being released. Hold this extension for 5 breaths at a time. Repeat 3 times, then move the top roller up towards your rib cage. We're looking for another hot spot to release. This might be very uncomfortable, and it can cause nausea in some cases. This is nothing to be worried about. These symptoms will begin to fade away as you continue to work on the muscle. Just ease into it. Wrist flexors, extensors. So here we're at the forearm muscles. You have the ones on the back and the ones on the front. These muscles control the hand and the wrist. There are actually quite a bit of them, but we'll be grouping them together by their function. Let's keep it simple. The ones on the front are the wrist flexors. The ones on the back are the wrist extensors. I'm just going to start with the flexors. First, I turn my palm down and then place my forearm over the top roller. Use my other hand to reach across and hold on to the grips, allowing me to lock down the arm on the roller. For the flexors, we will begin with the muscles in the shortened position by bending down at the wrist with a closed fist. While compressing the muscles against the top roller, take the muscles into the lengthened position by curling up at the wrist and fully opening up and splaying your fingers. Repeat this from the wrist region up to the tip of your elbow. Find your hot spots. Breathe. Compress the muscle up to your own tolerance level. Now let's hit the wrist extensors. First, I turn my palm up and then place my forearm over the roller. Again, I use my other hand to reach across and hold on to the grip, allowing me to lock down the arm on the top roller. For the extensors, we will begin with the muscle in the shortened position by opening and splaying the fingers and curling the wrist backwards. While compressing the muscles against the roller, take the muscles into the lengthened position by curling up the wrist and closing the fingers into a fist. Repeat this from the wrist region to the tip of the elbow. Breathe, compress, and don't forget to challenge your tolerance. Lower back muscles. We will use the wall because I still don't want to get on the floor. It's an option, but I am not interested. Let's put the roller on the wall behind us, like so. It's okay if it's not positioned just yet. Once we put it on the wall, you can walk the roller up or down by simply stepping forward or backward. Place the roller in the small of your back and lean into the wall. You can compress and pin the back muscles against the roller by simply pushing into the wall. Control how much pressure you apply by using your legs. I like to not only compress, but roll up and down, up and down, up and down. Remember to breathe. Dock and roll triceps. Let's stoop down here for the triceps. I like to get my knee onto the roller and place the back of my arm on the ball, starting with the elbow and sliding up to the armpit. You can grab your wrist with the other hand and add more pressure. I think rolling is all we need here. If you find it to be painful, breathing might be helpful. So let's just roll. You can roll with the elbow extended, and you can also flex and extend the elbow joint for added intensity. Find what works best for you. Modification is a beautiful thing. You can modify it to your own level.